I've started a project so that I can demonstrate how you can import post-processed GPS vectors into a StarNet project. In this case, Leica GeoOffice was used to export the vectors in the form of the ASCII or SkiPro format, and we'll be able to import them into StarNet. Before we do the import, I'll show you some of the options that are going to be important. So in the project we've set things so that it's a 3D project. We've set our units to US feet. I've selected a coordinate system for the area in which the vectors were collected. I'm going to go over to the modeling tab here. We can, in this case, perform geoid modeling, so the elevations are going to be corrected according to a geoid, and I've actually set it to go and look at a particular geoid file, which in this case I've just called California GHT. That's already set. And then over here in the GPS Vectors tab, I'll just make you aware that we do have the option with post-processed vectors to apply a factor to the standard errors. It's not uncommon, depending on the post-processing package, for users to report that the GPS vector or covariance matrix information might be more optimistic than they expect. And so if we increase this number to something larger than 1, then it will make the information a little less optimistic. And they find that it balances out better with their total station measurements. So I'll just put in a factor of 2 there. And you can also add a centering error if you want, but I'll keep it simple. Next, just have a look at my DAT file here, where I've input a little bit of information. In this case, all of the vectors are going to be derived from point 49, so I'll set that as my fixed northing easting location, or XY location, and you can see here that I've got a P record, and that's the latitude and the longitude of that point. And I've set the X and Y values to fixed by using an exclamation mark, but I don't know exactly what elevation I want to give that. Instead, I'm going to reference a benchmark point, which is point 149, and it's also referenced in the vectors. And so I've given it the elevation of 75, and I've set it to fixed. So at this point, we've got some fixed points to work with our vectors. So now I'll start importing. So I can go to GPS vectors here, or I can go to Input, Import GPS data. Pick my options. Leica is what we pick when we're importing the SkiPro ASCII files. I'll go to Select Input Files, and I navigate to where I've got that file stored. Here it is here. I'll open it, and I'll pick on Import. I can see that 155 vectors were imported. I'll close that. And if I want to have a look at my vectors, I can just double click on the item in the file here, and there they are. Let's see what happens if we process it. So I'll pick on Run Adjustment, and I'll bring up the network plot so we can actually see what's going on. So you can see all the vectors were derived from one point, and right now our ellipses are so large that they're kind of cluttering things, so I can actually play around with that a little bit. Go to Sizing. Let's pick a much smaller number for the exaggeration for these error ellipses. And pick on OK. And now we can zoom in and we can see what our results are.